Yeah, and the attorney bottleneck is, there's just so much that the attorney has to do on a day-to-day basis that things start to pile up and things just don't get done, and then clients get frustrated by the fact that things aren't being turned around on time, or they're being turned around, but they are being turned around to the client with mistakes. And so it really is a way to examine what is causing that problem. Is it something that I'm doing that I need to adjust my workflow for? Um, and perhaps is there something that I can delegate to somebody so that everything isn't stopping with me? Can I train people? Can I develop a system well enough that I don't need to look at something so closely as I have in the past? And um, I point everybody to the bottleneck audit worksheet. Fill that out. That's a great way of examining, what might be problem issues for you in your law practice. Um, and what I love about this module is that we give you, the opportunity to examine what do you need to stop doing first. And I'll point you to that, Seth.
Yeah, and again, we've tried to build these sort of from a logical progression. And so once you've gone through that weekly CEO hour and really dedicated the time, you've identified potentially where the attorney bottleneck exists. We also want to help identify what should you stop doing first. And that's a hard thing when you've worn all the hats and done all the things. How do you identify what those things are? And that module will actually, or that lesson will actually walk you through ways to identify how, what, and when to start moving things to someone else, even potentially an AI tool.
Yeah. Uh, and that leads us to the next lesson in the module, building systems before hiring. In my practice, I use Clio, Law Office Management, and that's one thing that I have always done. I've always tried to have systems built into my law office management program so that if there's a problem that or a matter that I keep having over and over again, I'm able to solve that problem once, and then I don't have to solve it again. I just have to point to the system to solve the problem for me. So that may be, developing a robust, pleadings file that you can just, uh, develop, put in some custom fields, and then you've got your petition to open up an estate administration, or to file a complaint, or to, open up some other court case. And so having those systems in place is a great way uh, to kind of have a foundation for your staff that you hire, so that you're not training them on all the legal mumbo jumbo that you've learned over the years. You just say, hey, you need to run this file, you need to run this form, this automation, and everything will be done for you. I think that's a something to keep in mind.
Yeah, and there'll be lots of tips and tricks that we can discuss as we go through that about things that we've learned specifically with a tool like Clio, or here's some other ideas or tool sets that you can use to accomplish the same thing if financially you're not ready to make that commitment for law practice management system or what have you. But the important thing is to have that structure in place as you're moving through the growth of your law firm and considering hiring and bringing someone else on. And then finally, in this module, Thomas will talk about the 90-day office reset plan and how that can really help you if you've already been established, or maybe you've gone down the road a little bit and you're feeling a little lost. This will help you say, okay, here's a plan to take all this I've created so far and build some structure around it and get things reset in a way that will set you up for that longer term success.